Hi everyone, I am Ayush Bakshi, and this is one of those nights when I can't sleep. So let's make something. I will try to keep it under 1 hour. And my personal taste is hard surface modeling, so I will be using Maya and Painter and maybe ZBrush, whatever to get the look and feel right. I will cherry pick hard surface objects from this website, which gives random images. So let's start. I don't make tutorials, so I might miss some important parts. But I will try to explain everything. This is looking nice. I like the rusty things. Like most beginners, we like things like weathered leather, rusty metal, concrete, broken stuff. If I don't find something better, I will make this thing. This is nice too. Huh?
A few moments later.
I am back again. It was my mom. She wanted to know something about her new earphones. And yes, I didn't explain much about myself. So I am right now a 3D artist working at Amazon. I make products from furniture to shoes and electronic products too. And I've been doing this for 2 years. Before that, I was working in 3D as a hobbyist and doing my diploma in Mac, Rajouri. In my mind, I'm sure that I will choose either this or this, but let's see. This reminds me of one of my work in progress work, this book. Let me show you since it's a casual video, so I can waste your time. Mm, yes, this is the one. It's a reference. Yes, I was trying to make this and then I left it halfway. I can still complete it. I just need more motivation. Back to hard surface. This shape is good too. I can mix one of these. I don't want to copy something 100%, so I'm thinking of mixing. I didn't did much study on design principles and what should look good, so let's see. Nice shape. This reminds me of one of our projects when I was doing my diploma. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe this video won't show me working on anything, just my work in progress. Uh, okay, it's a 3ds Max project. Okay, that time I didn't know Maya. So let's see wireframes. Yes, this electric pole. At that time I was pretty much in procedural modeling. Then working in production, I almost forgot what it is. Okay, so let's do something with these 5 images. Where's the last one? It was a car. Okay, it is lost. Oh, let me pick another car then. For keeping references at a place, I use this little piece of software, PureRef. It is free and a must try for artists. So I like to work in organized way, and I know I won't be generating much amount of files, but still I like to create a project folder. Right now I'm thinking what parts to took from each image. Maybe some of them won't be used at all. One don't have to be limited by a number of references. The more the better. But I want to make something quickly in 1 hour or 2 hours. So I'm limiting myself with this much. If I had to see more references, I might check my station followers, the people I'm following. Some of them are great. This artist, and there is one Boolean artist. Okay, I didn't follow him. Yeah, this is another amazing artist. I like his work too, this guy. And this is my favorite. I found him few years ago, and his first work that I saw, it was a creature with a tentacle face. Yes, this thing. This is my first memory of this artist's work. Yes, this video. The effects work in this is amazing. I will try to share all these links. If I start to watch them, I might get inspired and waste more of your time. In his work, I like the shapes, the clean look, straight lines, everything flawless. And he is on another level. So if you try to make them part by part, it's not that difficult making things like this, but the final look and feel, it is quite unique to him. It looks very good to the eye, pleasing. It looks heavy, that's how I can explain. It feels like heavy metal. And this guy, I found him recently. Uh, Most probably from one of the Arimas 3D YouTube video. I'm thinking of making this a storage container for the urine and feces from this toilet. And from these images, I don't know yet. So I'm creating this for now. The journal shape, I will try to not follow it exactly. Some time ago, I read an article that the tool you use, it doesn't matter. What matter is what you create. I kind of disagree with that because the tools you use heavily influence what things you have to spend more or less time on. For example, in Blender, there might be readily accessible tools that might give these shapes easily, and once one do that in some other tool like Max or Maya, where those same tools are more or less hidden, so they might get less used. So artists might be tempted to just discard his idea and build something based on easier tools. I started making this. Uh, this is a I want to start with. So I will begin it with. Ideally, one should do shapes like this using splines, but I'm not a great fan of NURBS modeling, especially in Maya. I like doing NURBS in 3ds Max. So let me just boolean my way out of this and use a simple sphere. Another one to cut it and maybe squish them in x-axis. For booleans, I like two tools. It is one is speed cut and another is hard mesh. Just a second, let me reply to someone. Okay. Hard mesh, it has some limitations. I only use it when I have more 2 or 3 operands. With speed cut, I didn't explore it much, but it is versatile. Any plugin is better than Maya's boolean. Maya boolean is trash. It's like they developed it and forgot about it years ago. 3ds Max is quite better, but in the end, tool don't matter much. When I talk about good and bad qualities of each tool, my friends used to taunt me that I don't like any software, which is true. Each software is annoying one way or another. The best so far I liked is Cinema 4D. It was the first 3D software I tried. Uh, the reason I like it is not because I use it most. Most of my production and hobby experience is spent in Maya. But Cinema 4D's user interface is something like very understandable. One can use it without using documentation or many tutorials. It's just the way its icons are self-explanatory, the naming of things. And the reason I'm stuck on Maya is now I'm comfortable modeling in it. Not that I know each and every tool on modeling, but the flexibility of pivot, throw it anywhere, things like this. And this thing is coming in 3ds Max too, I think, which makes it easier to snap gizmo anywhere. Okay, so I was going to boolean. Actually, I should use speed cut here. So I have to recall how the plugin is used. I used it only once or twice. Let me refer to my experiment scene if it is available. Okay, so this is when I first tried speed cut, and maybe I can get some hint on how it is used from this scene. This thing is for sure the base mesh, if not wrong. And these operands, can I change the operation? Okay, I can. So it does work like this. And there is a panel option too. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm leaving it. I got bored. Let's stick to the classic trash booleans. This is what I find funny sometimes when you start using a plugin for saving time, and then it is not made such a way, in a way that one can keep its usage in memory. But of course, if you use it often, you won't get confused. Actually, I like the linear shape, so I'll just like this. It is like some alien pod. Now let's try the retopology here, which is decent but not good enough, like Z mesh. Okay, so I have to tell it about the hard edges. Somewhere I read that if you remesh first and then do retopology, it will give better result. So, okay. Okay, it did give better result. So, this retopology feature is not much of a great deal. It was there in Maya 2018. It was just the button was not here by default. You had to use this command poly retopo and remesh for remeshing. So if you are using Maya 2018, you can try that. You will get less options here, maybe. It is good enough to work with. One thing I like more in 3ds Max is when you create a cube and change its height, it is raised from the base. For example, if I do that now, it will move in both directions, which is not useful in any of the situation I can imagine. So Autodesk should think like that. You will hear me complaining a lot. I kind of want to blend this and this shape. Ah, the poly retopo gave us spiral loops. Whatever. For making selections on borders, you can use a technique. Let's say you have a shape and you want to select this whole border. So instead of, you can sure do double clicking 6 times, but if it is a large object and you try to make selections and move camera, it might, it will not be a good experience when the object is huge, because camera in Maya move based on the existing selection. So, and when the selections bounding box is huge, it will be hard to move around. So in such cases, what you can do is select the poly loop. If you have the poly loop, if it is a remeshed object, you will have spiral loops. So in better geometry, just make a selection with faces, then control right click edges to edge parameter and deselect the above. So you selected this and now you can bevel or do whatever. Another thing you could do is just use a script to select hard edges, but then you have to deselect other hard edges, which in this case is easy. Here we have 44 edges, so let's add more here. There could be better ways of blending these two, but I'm just using bridge for now. I have to pack and go in morning. Amritsar. What you want, Maya? Just add edges. Invalid edge index. Why? Is this many polygons bad geometry? No. This is what I find annoying sometimes. Just tools behaving in an unexpected way out of nowhere. What if I delete the top face? Then it is fine for some reason. Now we have 44 edges here. My CPU fan is at full throttle for some reason. I can hear it. The tools you use often, it is better to assign a shortcut key. You might heard tips like don't depend on shortcuts too much, because you won't find them on studio's PC or someone else's PC. But think about it, how often do you work on others' PC? And if you do work on different PCs often, then just keep backup of your preferences on your Google Drive. It takes less than a minute to transfer settings. Just assign whatever shortcuts that speed up your workflow and makes you feel more comfort in the creation process. Okay, I think I should fix this part. So I like what is happening here, the transition from a curve to a sharp line. So on smooth preview it is looking interesting, at least to me. And at this point I should apply symmetry because the topology is not very good here. I can see pinching. If you want to have a better view on what parts are converging or intersecting each other, apply a blend shader. Make a dark color and play with the eccentricity. The smaller it is, the more sharp highlight you will get. And let me change the viewport color too. It is Alt B for changing viewport. When you are creating an asset or character, try to make it face Z axis, positive side. It is the accepted way. Rigging tools, skinning tools, they work like that. Even XGen like this when characters are like this. I'm not going to worry about triangles and n-gons in straight regions. I will just fix this. I don't know from where Maya picks this merge threshold number. I mean, why it chose such high number that these are getting welded together. Stupid. This part here I can use quad patcher. Recently a few months ago one of my friends shared a script. It is this one. Uh, Maybe I can find it on LinkedIn. I will share the link. Just let me check it if it is the same
するとこのように出来上がります。こういうアングルでもできます。
Yes, this is the one. So what it does is just select the border and click on edge border mode, and then you will get something that should have been inbuilt in Maya by now, but they are too lazy to develop tools like this. So beautiful people like that guy make tools for artists like us. Give that guy some donation. Something is still happening. It is the mirror function of Maya. For some reason it is not perfect even for simple shapes like this. One can understand such anomalies for dense meshes. Don't know when they fix it. It is, yeah, double vertex. Now it is perfect. And I think I should make it more straight and sharp. Yes, like this. And this part, I think I should let it blend. These vertices average. It is 12 and my train in morning is for 6:40. Now for the bottom part, let me block out this, but somehow not exactly this. What I'm planning is, it is a urinal and this is the container. And my favorite setting is a post-apocalyptic world, so I still don't know where it will go, but I don't like to think much, so I'm just blocking it. And if any one of you watching this know how to set a shader that will come with all the newly created objects, let's say I want this blin to be assigned to all the objects I create from now on, because everything comes with Lambert. So if anyone knows, let me know. I'm not planning to make it in optimized way. I just want to get the shape right, and then I will think of either optimizing it by deleting edge loops or maybe doing a retopo. There was some shortcut that allowed you to scale in axis other than the axis you have selected. For example, if I want to scale it like this but from the side view, you could do that, but I forgot how to do it. So let me know if you know it. It is after a long time I'm making something for myself that I could include in my portfolio if it works out good. I'm creating the neck part short because there's already this long piece going there. When you're designing, you should also think of a story, like where this thing will be placed, what creatures might use this urinal, because we are making this storage tank this small, so maybe the creatures using it don't excrete much, or maybe this is some high-tech piece of technology that can compress poop to very small space. So if you think like that, you will start getting ideas on how you are going to texture it, how you are going to light the scene, things like that. I just use this insert edge loop tool. I assigned a shortcut to it, so you might not got it. It is here. Insert edge loop. Yes, this one. And in this I made this setting default, which is equal distance from the edge. Its default behavior is this. You use it and it deforms based on what edge loop is near. Most times I like it like this, so I made it default. And the best value for edit edge flow, it is 0.8. For some reason the one value don't work exactly. It tends to overshoot cylinders. What I mean is, let's say you have a 6-sided cylinder, and again this is a very loose video, so I will throw some tips here and there, things I struggled with actually. So you have a low poly asset and you want to make it higher, mid poly version. So what you will decide is adding more edges like this, and then you select every other edge, and when you use the default setting, which is 1, you will get something which is not exactly a cylinder. What I mean is, let's make a 12-sided cylinder, make it 12. So as you can see, this is a perfect cylinder and this is the edit edge flow with value of 1. So if you press T to call back the last used node, just press 0.8, and 0.8 gives more pleasant look in most cases. It is still not a perfect cylinder, for that you can fine tune its value. So yes, I find 0.8 better. What I'm looking for is when I move these edges to this amount, I wanted all of them to be aligned. So that didn't happen. So let's make it the old way. Okay, so I already created bad geometry this early. For moving selected polygons or vertices, hold control and middle mouse drag, so they will go straight in or out. And sometimes target well just stops working for some reason, and I am too lazy to find its solution. So what I do usually is restart Maya, but I already have one Maya open, so wait a minute, did I not save, or did I save somewhere else? Press save. And once you create a flat cylinder or cube, you can't get its height because it is Maya. Actually, let's make this thing bigger than the urinal itself. Change of plans. I just wanted the shape to blend from there to here. I don't need these right now. I was working on some clothing, so they are here. So here we have bad geometry. You can either fix it using the cleanup utility or go in vertex face, select this vertex, then control right click, face to face, delete, then welding or merging. In 3ds Max it is welding, so I use this word. So when you smooth it, it will look trash. There is no fencing. By fencing I mean the edge loops we create for controlling the sharpness. And for this part, let me fence it right now. So when you get trash bevels like this, you can turn off miter. It will give trouble in some cases, but for this simple case it is the solution. And this edges converging to a point, they are not trouble if we fence this part, but I like to keep these as quads, so I'm not doing it right now. I use too much time. I will use the same script, the quad patcher, but it is the bottom part. Most probably it won't be visible from any angle. For the top I can think of making it quad patched. For this I am thinking of variable bevel, and for that I don't have the script installed, so let me just find it real quick. Unbevel I am 3D Cho. I have to install Maya often because problems. Sorry buddy. And when you install a new script, just to save all shells, because if your Maya crashes it won't keep them. So what this script does is what should Maya be doing by default, but it doesn't. Let's say you have this bevel and you want just this part to have some other value. This is not going the way I wanted, so I am constricting it. And keep looking at the references, because if you liked something unknowingly, if you follow them, you will start getting the idea of design principles. Because if something is looking good, something is right in it, and if you keep looking at it, you will get something that others might like too. You can say that you are making it for yourself, but in the end, you will feel good when someone else say it is looking good. Right now I'm thinking if I upload this video raw or should I edit. I'm thinking of things that I shouldn't show and might have popped the window in recording. So here I am struggling with a topology, classic topology problem. So the problem is more than 4 edges emanating from a single vertex and going in directions that are giving this bad subdivision. So let's keep the damage area to minimum. Better. What if even better? Here there's one triangle. I am going to ignore it. It's not giving me any trouble. Triangles and angles are not bad if you are aware of their placement. Let's say you are making a character and there's a triangle inside a nose. Ask yourself if it is worth it to get rid of it. Avoid using too many undos. Most programs crash when you use them too much. Instead of undoing, let's say you worked on a few operations in a sequence, then it is better to just delete their nodes. Let's say you extruded something, then did bevel and inserted an edge loop and made it to follow the edge flow. So you have these nodes that you can delete. So for deleting it, copy its name, go to select by name here, paste it and delete it. So you didn't have to undo. And for increasing or decreasing subdivision level in smooth preview, you can press page up and down. Page down for lower subdivision, it is at 0 right now. 1, 2, 3, even higher. I think I should make it curve all the way. Now it is looking pleasing to me. But I am not liking this sharp lines one after one another. So I don't like this curve. To fix that, I am thinking of just let's just move it. In grab, you can choose grab silhouette. From if let's say you are moving it from this angle, those vertices on the other side are not affected. If you enable grab silhouette, it will work like move infinite brush in ZBrush. So it will ruin the cylindrical curvature, but whatever. And I'm disabling the grid. I don't see use of handle in this case. These chain links uh, let's make them. What should be the flush mechanism? Buttons or pulling a chain? If I make it a chain, it will be a mix of sci-fi and retro. Okay, I think I should make a chain. And from where the creature is going to pull it, let's have a wall. Since it's a urinal, it is stuck to a wall. Okay, so let's make two chains. In gym there's a I just opened Discord. Now I have to blur those frames. Let me make a note of it. So I'm thinking that the flush mechanism requires two hands for making it difficult for no reason, but it might look interesting. And the chains are coming from curved shape like this. So let me just make it so you can understand. I'm enabling make live. I assigned a shortcut to it. It is found here. And here that welding decisions depend on what shape is more important. For example, instead of doing this, I am doing this because I want to preserve this shape. So don't worry about bad topology, just get the shape right. You can keep the shape and topology decisions separate, or you can keep them together. I mean, whatever fits you. Okay, so what I was thinking is a chain coming out from here. Now the part from where the chain will emerge. Okay, and this is so the chain will appear from this part. Yeah, from here. Way of click there. Modify card. In the beginning, work with less. In the latest Maya, I believe there's a tool for making pipes, and it is not in 2020, so I'm going to use the classic method. No, but I need a chain. So what I will use is mesh in Maya. So the way this flush work is, it is it will be on both sides. Okay, and for flushing, one have to pull both chains together, like bringing these two pieces of butterfly machine. So that is what I was going for. Let me end this video after the chain link. For the chain I will keep it like this. I'm thinking of finish it. Keep the radius consistent. I should make a 45-degree cut point in opposite direction. Then mirror it. See, this is basic shape mirror. Just don't do it. So this will be to align it along this curve. There was an easier method. I believe it is position along curve. First, let me scale it according to the number of links I want. To position it along this curve, I can use mesh or position along curve. So for mesh to work properly, it have to be, I believe it has to be on 0. World 0 with no transformations. Then let me hide it. Okay, it's not at 0. What you need to do is select this object, go to mesh, mesh, where it is here, create mesh network. It will create this. Then in here you can add the curve node, add, and when you go in that node, curve, just middle click, drag the curve, you will have it aligned, and by default there's a value in X, make it 0. Then again in the curve node increase this step, so you can have this, accordingly change the number of points. So the creature will pull both the chains in opposite directions and this toilet will flush. And I think I have to stop this video. I will continue it from here. This is what we have right now. Thanks for watching. Good night.